Hey there, howdy, hello. So today I'm going to talk about what it was like not to buy makeup for a whole year and what I learned by not buying makeup for a whole year. So a lot of you are starting this year by doing makeup no buys. So some of you are super ambitious, are doing it for the whole year like I did last year. And some of you will do no buys for a period of time. So maybe a month or 3 months until the next VIB sale or something like that. And it's hard. I used to not be able to buy makeup for like a month. I used to be like, I'm not going to buy makeup for a whole month. And then I would buy makeup like a week later. So first let me tell you how I decided not to buy makeup. I was going through my makeup and I realized I had just a lot of things that were the same colors. And I thought that's kind of silly. And I was watching Pink So Foxy doing a lot of decluttering of her makeup. And she had started doing her, I think it was Makeout 2013, where she didn't buy makeup, or she was like only going to buy a certain amount of makeup in 2013. And I was like, well, that's interesting. And I thought, like, I could do that. And as I went through the year, I was like, I could like buy no makeup in a year. So in 2014, I was like, I'm not going to buy makeup in 2014. So that's what I decided to do. Before the end of the year, I made sure I had enough mascara because I'm really weird about having fresh mascara. So that's a thing. And so then, but nothing else. I stocked up on nothing else and I ran out of nothing. So I used products, but like I didn't run out of any category. So I had enough mascara, I had enough eyeliners, I had enough primer, I had enough everything. So that's the thing. If you feel like I'm going to run out of something, I'm betting if you are part of the YouTube makeup community, it's not going to be a problem for you, hun. You'll probably have enough of everything. So there's that. Okay, so what did I learn? I learned I don't need backups of anything. I'm not one to actually buy backups of something. I usually, if I'm running out of, say, shampoo, I will, when you have to, like when you're like, oh, I have to like really squeeze hard and then put water in and shake it up, and you know that'll be your next shampoo, I go out and buy shampoo that day. I don't like to have a lot of shampoos lined up in the bathtub because I already have a teenager and an 11-year-old, and guess what? The 11-year-old doesn't want to use fruity shampoos and stuff like that, so I have like an array of products in there already. So having extra clutter was something I was not a fan of. Like a little piece of fluff went by. So having extra clutter was not something I was a fan of in the bathroom already, because then you open up the shower curtain and whew, everything goes flying out of there. Not a fan. So I don't need backups. Have you ever like run out of something and thought there's something just like it? I've run out of red lipsticks and thought there's another red lipstick that's just like it. So that's my philosophy on backups now after using makeup for a year. When I have a transition shade, I can use another transition shade and I'm perfectly fine to do so. I don't feel like Holy Grail is really a phrase that applies to me anymore. There's like a primer that I like, but if they stopped making it, I could make do with another. So that's how I feel about that now. I don't need to buy backups. It'll be okay if they stop making it. Because here's another thing. Marketing for makeup is kind of evil. So the whole premise of marketing for makeup is there's something wrong with you. And so they're telling you there's a flaw with you. And first of all, I want to tell you that you're fine just the way you are. So you may have acne and you may be not the ideal size. You may be too small, you may be too big, maybe shorter than average or taller than average, but you're the size God made you. And that's the size you are right now, and that's where you're supposed to be. Now, if you want to better yourself through exercise or diet or whatever, that's up to you. But don't let marketing tell you that you're flawed and their product's going to fix you. I hate marketing right now. So makeup marketing tells you you're flawed, and this foundation will fix those flaws, right? You're not going to be able to see those flaws. And then when you use the foundation, most often you see that those flaws are still there. And so what do? Do you just keep using that foundation? Most people do. Most people just keep using the foundation until it's gone. That's like most of the world. But us, no. Something new comes out. That company has to sell you something new because they know, you know, it didn't cover up your flaw. It didn't make your flaw go away. You still have insecurities because their advertising creates them in you. That's what they do, and they do it on purpose to you. So just be aware of it, and just buy a foundation that's the right color and that doesn't break you out and that you feel like makes you look better, a little bit better. We're not going to look perfect. We're just going to look like foundation is to even out your skin tone and make you look better, but you're not going to look like an advertisement because it's airbrushed. So, marketing is a little bit evil. All right, the next thing is needs versus wants. What do I need? Okay, makeup needs. Let's talk about, like, what do you need? You need food, water, shelter. Makeup needs. What do I really need? Oh, like neutrals. I need neutrals, and I like a few lip options. So a palette like the Lorac Pro palette that I'm using for Pan That Palette this year, honestly, has a few too many options for me. It's like too much. I have to force myself to use some of the colors because, honestly, I just want to go for the matte neutrals, maybe a little bit of a shimmer highlight for the inner corner of the eye, but I'm going to want a black, I'm going to want a dark brown, I'm going to want a medium brown. You know what I mean? I know what I want now, and after using stuff for a year, I've realized the things that I want, like this. So I bought this palette, and it was limited edition from Urban Decay. So it's the Glinda palette, and it's kind of pretty, right? It's pretty. The colors are pretty. Some of them are better than others. I have tried so hard to use this, and I look at purple shadows and I think, ooh, I want them. I put them on my face and I look like I'm bruised. So the most purple I can use is like the amethyst stick from the caviar stick. An amethyst, that's about as purple as I can go. And then I like this color, but I have something really similar to it. And like I keep trying to use these opalescent colors, but where am I going to go with those? I'm in my late 30s. So I look at these limited edition collections and I want them, but I'm not going to buy them anymore. Here's another one. This Kat Von D palette, it's in Ladybird. It's super pretty, right? It's got a lot of what I like in it. Hey, it's got a lot of what I like in it. You can see my blinds. Got some neutrals, and then I love the look of these colors, but when I put them on my eyes, I just look like silly. And well, for me, like, and I try to use them, but then I'll never reach for them. So I buy these things, and then I never reach for them. Look, purple again. So the colors that I would use out of this are in here. But guess what? Already have a bunch of those in other things that I've bought. So I have some Urban Decay singles, like the single ones that fit in these palettes. And then I have the Lorac Pro. So every time I buy one of these palettes, I end up giving it to my daughter or giving it to a friend, because what I want is not what I use, and it's not what I need makeup-wise. So after not buying makeup for a year, you just use the stuff that you have and you realize, I never touch that. Or when I touch that, I'm not as happy with how I look as when I use that. So that's how I feel about needs versus wants. And you begin to look at the stuff that comes out and you say, it's all very similar. You look at a collection that comes out and you say, those colors are really similar to the colors that I already own. And I can kind of recreate the look, and I don't have to spend $18 on a lipstick to do it. And I don't have to spend, you know, however much money on a new palette to achieve that look. So like Amber F's videos where she shops her stash, that's a really valid point. You can shop your stash and it's not all in one palette, but that's fine, because be creative and go around and find stuff in your own collection. There's nothing new in this world, man. It's so rare that you'll just find something where the product is truly unique. The packaging is cute, the packaging is pretty, and I appreciate that. So when I like go through a product and I'm looking for a replacement for that pink blush that I may have used, I will take packaging into account. I will pay more for a packaging that makes me happy if I'm going to have that blush around for 2 years. That stuff makes me happy. That's okay. So, but it's nothing unique about the product. So you just have to say to yourself, why do I have 10 pink blushes? When you use it for a whole year without buying anything new, you'll realize when that new pink blush comes out, you're like, I have 10 of them, or I have 2 of them, or I already have 1 pink blush. And a new one that's just a little bit different, it's not that much different, and it doesn't look that much different on the skin. That's how I feel about it. I feel so much freer about spending money. I've been able to buy nicer skincare because I'm not buying a lot of makeup. And I feel like my skin has gotten so much better in the past year. So that's nice. And I don't feel chained to the makeup section of stores. I don't feel chained to the Ulta ads that come to my house. I kind of look through them. I love perfume, so I'll go and I'll smell the perfume samples, throw them away. Sometimes I have some perfume. My husband usually buys them for me. And then if I don't like them, whatever. I don't look through the whole thing and think, ooh, I like that. It's like, whatever, have something like it, bye. That took a while in the year. The first 6 months were kind of hard, and then the last 6 months were super easy. And when the first came around of this year, I didn't run out and buy everything right away. I needed a mascara, and I really wanted a felt tip eyeliner, and that's what I went and got. And that's the only makeup I've bought since the first of the year, because that's all I've needed. It just changes how you look at the whole thing. I don't want a collection. I want a makeup bag. I just want a makeup bag. So I have my makeup bag, and then I have stuff in a little basket that will replace things in the makeup bag when I'm done with them. And that's it. So I hope that you all can experience this kind of freeing sort of attitude towards makeup. I feel like I look at it much like I did when I was younger. And I love YouTube, but YouTube did something to my mind and how I view makeup. And this year of not buying makeup has kind of retrained my brain to back when I was younger and how I looked at makeup. And it's just something that I use, and it's not something that I feel like I must buy and consume. And I hope that you all can get back to that, because it's actually a freeing place to be, and it's financially nice to not feel like you're spending $1,500 a year in Sephora. That's tough. That's tough to look at your Sephora statement thing online and see that, because that's not what I spent there last year. Last year, for all beauty stuff, I spent $135. and that was all for skincare. So that was way better. So I hope you all have a wonderful year. If you have any questions or frustrations or anything, feel free to ask me questions. I will give you a pep talk like you wouldn't believe. You can comment down below. My Instagram is also SparkyBish, and go ahead and leave me comments in either of those places, and I'm all kinds of on my phone, so I will definitely reply to you. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful year. Good luck to you, and I wish you like the best along this journey. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine, man. You can do it. All right. Peace out, chickens. Bye.